In the previous video, we discussed how to graph a line using a point and slope. Now I'm going to show you how you create an equation, and we're going to have it in the form y equals mx plus b from just 2 points. So an example would be, here are 2 points. How do you create a line from these 2 points? Now to do this, we could use the formula y equals mx plus b, but it actually is kind of challenging on the steps that you have to use. And when you come to class, I'll show you that second method, but I'm going to show you the best method on how to create an equation from 2 points. And to do that, we're going to have to use a formula called point slope. So this is called point slope, just like this one down here is called slope intercept. Except in point slope, instead of using an intercept and slope, we're actually going to use a point. The point's going to represent x1 and y1, which go here. Here's y1 and x1 goes there. And we're going to be able to use m, which represents the slope. So we're going to give you 2 points. We're going to first find the slope, and then we're going to use one of those points, plug it into this formula here called point slope, and we're going to solve for y to get slope intercept. Seems like a lot of steps and I threw it all at you at once, but I'm going to demonstrate what I just explained on the next slide. So this example is a type of question you might see on a test or quiz or on an assignment. We are going to write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line through the 2 points that they're giving us here, which is 0.01 and -2,9. Remember, we're going to have to use, point slope to do this. And you should have that written in your notes, but if you forgot, I'll write it down for you. And this is a formula you're going to have to memorize. Y minus y1 equals m multiplied by x minus x1. So in order to use this formula, we need 2 things. The first thing is we need a slope. And you know how to find a slope from 2 points. We do the difference of y all over the difference of x. So the difference of y, I'll be subtracting the y values first, which is going to be 1 minus 9. And then I'll be subtracting the x values, which is going to be 0, 0 minus -2. And anytime you have 2 negatives, we make that into a positive. And 1 minus 9 is -8. Oops, sorry, I'm writing all over that. -8 divided by 0 plus 2, which is 2. And then we always reduce, so -8 divided by 2 is -4. Now that I have a slope, and I can choose any point I want. I can use the point 0,1 or the point -2,9. I'm going to go ahead and use the point 0,1. It has a 0 in there. It always makes things a little bit easier when there's a 0. I'm going to plug that information now into my point slope. So the point 0,1 represents x1 and y1. So let's go ahead and begin plugging those into point slope. So for point slope, we have y minus, so the y stays, and then I'm going to plug in y1, and y1 in this case is going to be 1. So I get y minus 1 equals m. -4 was the m that we found, slope, so -4, multiplied by x. We keep the same exact x, and you know what, I'm actually going to write in the formula the x and y in different colors so that you know that these stay the same. They don't change. We don't put values in for those x's and y's. And we're going to have x minus my x1. My x1 in this case is that nice 0. Now that I have parentheses, I just solve for y. I get y isolated because when I get y alone, I get slope-intercept form. Or yes, slope-intercept form. Let me go ahead and move my screen up a little bit so you finish. Okay, now here I need to distribute here and here. Y minus 1, I'm going to keep a box around the y because I'm trying to isolate the y. -4 times x is -4x, and -4 times -0, well, there's no such thing as -0, it's just 0, is going to be 0, and that's gone. Then I add 1 to both sides. I have y alone like I wanted. Y equals. And now here, I can't combine negative 4x and 1 because they're not like terms. I'm going to go ahead and write that here. Not like terms. Which means we could just write them next to each other. And now I'll just put negative 4x because we always put the mx first. Negative 4x plus 1. And now this is in slope-intercept form, and I'll prove it to you. I'll write slope-intercept form right underneath it. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So 1 is b, m is negative 4, just like what we found up here, and then the y is all by itself. And we're done. We just created an equation just from 2 points. Now, I would like you to rewind the video, re-watch this example, and try some examples from your textbook. This is section 5-6 out of your whole textbook. Look at a few problems and try them on your own. Bring those to class next day, and we'll further discuss this concept.